Hey guys, welcome back. I just finished watching Stranger Things season 4 episode 2, and man, it it brought out even more emotions than the first one. The first episode. Oh my god, I don't even know where to start. Oh my oh my god. Okay. So, I didn't really mention this in the first review, but yeah, spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled, click off right now. 3, 2, 1. You're out. Okay, so Nancy's photographer. Yeah, I did mention him. I did mention the photographer. Okay, well, Nancy and him goes to the trailer park where the murder of Chrissy took place, and there was cops there and everything. And the news of a high schooler spread throughout the town. So everyone knew that high schooler died. They just didn't know the name yet. So we have Lucas, who is suffering from hangover. He's throwing up, and he's with the other basketball players, and they see cops pull up. And then like the scenes are switching between different scenes and different characters. So we see like say Elle with Mike and Will. They're at a roller skate place. Elle has been lying to Mike, and Will calls her out on it. Uh, the bully, popular girl, Angela, that's her name. They embarrassed Elle again at the roller park thingy and the roller place, and basically had people skating around her, calling her a loser, freak, telling her she should leave, and then and they're recording it too, and they ended off by someone throwing milkshake on her. It just made me want to punch every single one of them in the face for bullying. Like, just, it doesn't even have to be Elle, but bullying someone like that, bullying in general, but like to that extent, pisses me off. That I just. So like, Elle runs off, and people are blocking Mike, so Mike couldn't go after her right away. So there's a part where him and Will are talking, and he's mad at Will for not telling him about Elle lying to him beforehand, and that's why he was just moping around and rolling his eyes and stuff. And then Will was like, "Well, I've been a third wheel. You barely talked to me, and called me a few times, and that's nothing. And then, but you over here writing to Elle like every other day or whatever." And then Mike was like, "Yeah, she's my girlfriend." And he goes, Will goes, "What am I?" He goes, "You're my friend." He goes, "I used to be your best friend." And then Mike was like, "Well, why didn't you reach out? Why am I the bad guy here? Why didn't you reach out?" And then Will got quiet, and then he goes, "Let's just find her, okay?" And then they continue walking around looking for her. So that really some points there. My theory of Will possibly having feelings for Mike is seemingly more possible there, because it could be that he haven't reached out because he realizing he has feelings for Mike, and that also could be that why he has that painting in his hand. When Mike came, he had a painting in his is rolled up, so we don't know what it looks like, and I mean, he doesn't have it with him right now, so he probably left it in his in Jonathan's friend's car. But and then the episode started by us seeing like how Hopper got tortured by the Russian officer, military KGB, I think they were referred to. He's currently in prison right now in Russia. A prison guard is the one who sent the letter to Joyce, and they called him, and he told them, "Give me $40,000, and I'll get you Hopper." So they eventually figure out that he's a prison guard by a lady, because they recorded the call, and a lady, he was on the payphone, and a lady who was yelling at him to get off the phone so that she could use it, she called him a slang word that meant for cop slash prisoner. So the reporter was able to translate it and figure it out that it was a prison guard. And what else? Dustin and Max went to. Dustin and Max went to. Well, Max told Dustin about like what happened, so they teamed up, and they know that they couldn't find Nancy, Mike, or who else? They were looking for someone else. I can't remember. But yeah, they couldn't find anyone. Oh, Lucas. They couldn't find Lucas either. They know where Lucas was. I don't think did they mention Lucas? I don't think so. I don't think they mentioned Lucas. Anyways, they're tasked with trying to find Eddie. That's the guy who was the leader of the Dungeons and Dragons group that they have. But Eddie, yeah. So they go to the video store where Steve and Robin works, and they were able, Robin and, well, it was Dustin at first, but then Robin thought of a plan, and she looked up all the they pretty much started calling everyone who knew Eddie, and they figured out that a guy named Ricky was someone that he would hang out with the most, or who he would get his drugs from. So so Robin got the idea of, oh, let's just look up all Ricky's. So they went into the system, the video store system, and they looked up all the Ricky's, and they looked at the movies that the Ricky's rented, and they were able to deduce by what that Ricky rented. So they figured out the address, went to that address, and so it's Max, Dustin, Robin, and Steve, and they arrive there at night. So they go there, and they're knocking on the door. No one's answering. Max alerted them that there's a cabin / warehouse thing in the back, and so they go in there looking, and Steve is poking some tarp with a wooden oar, and eventually Eddie comes out with a broken bottle, and he has it at Steve's neck, and Justin pretty much has to calm him down to the point where he finally takes the blade off, and they asked him, like, hey, what happened? Like, we're on your side, we want to help you. Tell us what happened. He told them that they're not going to believe him. They're like, we will believe you, like, just tell us. It kind of doesn't go through the whole step, but because it switched scenes, but I'm going to continue on this one point. He eventually describes to them like what happened to Chrissy when she died, and said that it's crazy. I know, like, you, because they said they believed him, and then he was like, no, like, how can you believe me? Like, this is crazy. And then they eventually told him like that Hawkins is actually somewhat cursed, and they told him about there's another dimension underneath Hawkins, and that there's creatures that would come to this world sometimes, and he actually is believing them, because again, remember, he knows what he just saw. He knows what he saw. So they're describing that. As they describing it, they like Dustin and him pretty much are talking to each other like D&D talk, and they named this new creature that killed Chrissy Vecna, right? Yeah, Vecna, I believe it was, and it's the name of a spellcaster who uses curse in magic and stuff, which it's crazy that it just goes with whatever big bad it is of that season. So this creature is in the Upside Down and is somehow connecting to people who is, from what we could see, is who have went through some traumatic event in their life. it could cause them despair or whatever. We don't really know the whole details, but it connects to them, and it would give them visions and make them hear things to the point where I guess that they reach the peak point of where they're so afraid that he then says, "Join me," and then like he'll put his hand, like his claw hand, like over them, and like it's like he sucks the energy out of them. And remember, this is happening in their minds, so their actual body's like being lifted up in the air, and then it breaks their body, and their eyes like it's like sucked like into the body type thing, and it also happens to the photographer that was with Nancy while they were at the trailer park where Max lived, trying to try to be reporters, going around asking people if they know anything. So as Nancy is talking to Eddie's uncle, she left the reporter guy by Max's dog, like at a fence. And after a while, she looked over there, and he wasn't there. So she went around asking people if they seen him, to the point where she is actually fully worried. So she goes to the cop who's blocking the entrance, and asks him, "Hey, have you seen my friend who I came in with? He's missing. I can't find him." And he goes, "I told you kids to go home." So then he goes on his walk-in report that they might have a situation, and we've like it's been switching scenes, so we have seen that that I can't remember his name. I will always forget someone's name. So I can't remember the photographer's kid's name at this point, but he went into the forest because he was hearing voices, and it all started before they even went there. While they're at the entrance, because he was seeing visions of the officer like yelling at him and berating him for killing someone from a car crash, and that's why he has like a scar right here from the car crash. So he was seeing that, hearing that, and that was just before they even entered. So then he starts to hear things, and he goes into the woods where he sees like a bunch of people there, and it's a vision, and it's like it's the creature, because you can see like the eyes and like some features of the creature, and it's pretty much like Freddy Krueger. It's like Freddy Krueger or Pennywise the clown. That's basically what this creature is. It's going to people and is pretty much making them feel harsh and terrible and scared, afraid, and then takes them. That's basically what this creature seems to be, feeding off of their fears or anger or whatever negative emotions that they have, because it makes them afraid before it sucks whatever energy power out of them. So he dies as well, and then we see the creature in the upside down, and there was like tentacles in him, and it comes off him, and then he starts to walk, and he's in a building, like a wooden building, and upside down, and then it pans out to the outside of that wooden building. There's a bunch of flying bat-like creatures, and that's how that episode ends. So yeah, I mean, we don't really get much of Jonathan. It's just that he's more of talking to his friend again, and he said that he got accepted to a college that is in the California area, and that he doesn't want to go to the university where Nancy wants to go to, because he wants to be close to his mom and brother, to be there for them, because they've been through a lot, and apparently it has been a year, like at least a year passed, because they mentioned a year in this episode. So I guess Elle was just counting down between the times when she would see Mike again, I guess. But yeah, it's been a year since the whole thing with Hopper, and yeah, that's like, it's crazy, because there's a point where Elle wanted to use her powers too to Aunt Angela, and of course she doesn't have it. So I'm not even talking about like the opening right now. We got like flashbacks of that one old guy from the first season, who Elle called Papa, the head researcher guy, and we saw him doing like research with the other kid, with number 10, and there's other kids there too, and as he's having the kid like look up, like having visions of another scientist who is training with the I think number six. He then the kid starts to starts to I think bleed, and he apparently they were killed because he said he heard screaming, and then like he starts to like shake a bit, and then he says they're dead, and then the alarm goes off, and then the papa, I forgot his name, he goes on a radio type thing, like it's like on the wall. It's not like a walkie because on the wall, and he asks what's going on out there, and then he could hear like noises of like attack, screaming, and all that happening. So as he goes to the door get pushed, like flew at him, and he's knocked out. When he comes to, 10 is killed, and then he goes out, and then we see different staff members killed all over the place, and he goes around and all the kids are killed as well. So, and this was filmed a year ago. Like all of this was filmed a year ago because the first episode started with a message that said that it was filmed a year ago. So it might be a bit touchy because of the shooting that happened in Texas. But yeah, it turned out that Elle went on a rampage and killed most of the other kids there, because we know that I think it was 8. There's number 8 that's still out there that we saw in season 3, but we don't know how many are still around. We just know that Elle killed the majority of them, including 10, because the papa guy, he was like holding the kid, 10, even before like he went out, like he was holding him because like he was dead, like, and he was like crying or whatever. But we see Elle, but like she was bleeding out like from like her eye, like tears of blood, and then like blood was coming out her nose. And this is her as like a kid, so, and it looks really good. Like it looks like an actual like, it looked like her as a kid, like even like younger than what we saw her in season 1, of course. So like the CGI there was amazing. But yeah, we don't know what caused her to go berserker like that. All we know is that she killed people. So it kind of comes full circle with her being bullied at the roller rink. That's what it's referred to. I mean, that's not the name of it, but that's what the word I was trying to think of before. But she grabs a kid's skate, and she hits Angela in the face, and it like she got like a cut like right here, and just started bleeding. It was crazy. I mean, I wanted Elle to like knock the girl out, but I didn't want her to do that, especially because it's like she did it in public. Like Elle wanted to kill her. Like she wanted to use her powers to kill her already. Like we already know that. If not kill her, then hurt her. But yeah, like everyone around saw that happen. So Elle was just standing there with like the rollerblades in her hand with blood on one wheel, and then Mike and Will walked up, and Mike is like saying like, "What do you do? Like, what do you do?" And she's having like flashbacks of when Papa was saying that to her when she killed everyone when she was a kid. So, and Elle is just crying, and yeah. So there's that. I don't think she likes being called Elle. I think because that's what Mike and Will called her. They called her Elle, but at school she's called Jane. So I think she prefers to be called Jane because that's actually her actual name, like what her mom named her, and what Hopper would call her. So when Mike called her Elle when they first met again at the airport, she had like a face, but she was lying to him because she wanted everything to be perfect. She wanted him to think that she's having a regular life, that she's happy. But so that's what all of that was going about. That was her motive, at least. But don't know where it's gonna head to now. Oh crap, this is a long video. I don't know where it's gonna go to now, but I'm excited to watch the next episode. I'm probably gonna stop here for tonight though, and just watch it some more tomorrow. Like, subscribe, comment down in the section below. Let me know what you thought of this episode. It's crazy. Tell me what you think is gonna happen. I don't know. I can't think. Like, at what episode is she gonna find out about Hopper? That's what I want to know. Is she gonna get her power back? I don't know. They have to go back to Hawkins. They're gonna need to like group up together. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace on out.